Welcome, Darklings, to the Untold Horror Podcast, the show where two horror-loving film nerds mine the depths of Tubi to unearth hidden treasures. Our goal is to help you discover great films you never knew existed. I'm Stephanie, and I'll be one of your tour guides for this expedition. I'm joined by fellow intrepid explorer Jamie. Hi, Jamie.
Hi.
So it was my turn to pick the theme this month, and the theme that I chose for us to discuss is Backwoods horror, which is a subgenre that I always have quite a bit of fun with. And it is very hit or miss. There's a lot of terrible things out there, but I think this could be a lot of fun. Now, in order for us to begin our journey, I have chosen a compass film. And that film is going to help us navigate this subgenre. The film that I have chosen is Wrong Turn. So let's board this vessel and begin our exploration. Okay, so we are going to now head to Tubi. We are both going to head to Tubi at the same time. And we are going to enter into the search feature the film Wrong Turn. And we're going to see what treasures Tubi recommends for us. It is my pick this month, so I'm going to be selecting the first buried film for us to unearth. Now, Jamie, while I'm exploring, I want you to also be looking around, and I want you to silently, don't tell me, but I want you to silently select a film that you would have picked if it was your pick, okay? That's going to be our second chance film. I am going to put 60 seconds on the clock. And then we are going to let the deep dive begin. We have 60 seconds to pick a film and go. Okay. The film that I have selected for us is Butchers. It is 2021. It's from 2021. It is an hour and 32 minutes. And here is the very brief synopsis that Tubi has provided us. Unspeakable horror lurks in the backcountry of a town where a family of butchers makes sure that anyone who comes upon them is dead meat.
Well, that's interesting.
Hello?
Bye-bye. You go die. I hate to leave you hanging here, but I got work to do.
Okay, so that is going to be our first film. Do you have Butchers pulled up?
Yes.
Great. So now what I want you to do is I want you to head to the You May Also Like section. Those are the recommendations from Tubi about films that are similar in nature that we may enjoy. I'm going to put 60 seconds back on the clock, and you are going to pick one of those films for us to discuss. And while you are doing that, I am also going to pick my second chance film from the You May Also Like recommendations. Ready, set, go. Okay, did you come up with something?
Yes.
Perfect. Tell me what film that you picked.
Hes Out There. From 2018, hour and 29 minutes. Rated R. While vacationing at their remote lake house, a mother and two daughters fight to fend off a psychopath who's been planning their abduction for years.
So you guys made it okay?
Yeah, we made it fine. Hey, girls, it's your dad. He's on speaker.
Hi, Daddy. Hi, Daddy.
You better be calling from the road.
Actually, I'm running a bit late.
There used to be two families living out here. Your boy went missing. It's about my age. Name was Johnny.
Mama. Maddie's already here.
Who, Maddie?
Laura!
Mommy, he drew us. Mommy, he drew us. Mama. Mama. Mama.
It's gonna be okay.
Okay. We now have two films. We have Butchers, which is my pick, and Hes Out There, which is your pick. Jamie, what was your second chance pick?
I chose Pitchfork.
Okay, tell us a little bit about Pitchfork.
Well, it's 2017. It's an hour 34. TVMA, a farm boy, returns home with his flamboyant friends and a big secret to share. But the countryside has secrets of its own, and they can be deadly.
I need to make a confession, though. I need to tell you that I have seen this film, but I am very curious to hear your thoughts on this film.
Okay, I have another one picked if you want me to throw another one in.
Nope, I like it. Let's do it. Yeah, so I also have a second chance pick for us. The film that I picked from the Tubi recommendations is a film called House of Fears. This is from 2007. It is an hour and 25 minutes, and here is the brief synopsis. A few hours of spooky fun sneaking into a haunted house become a nightmare as 6 friends are trapped inside with no way out, and they aren't alone. Okay, so now we have our mission. Let's suit up and dive into these films. We're going to see if we can unearth any hidden treasures for our fellow horror fans. Now we're going to start with Butchers. Jamie and I are off to investigate, and we'll see you on the other side with a full report. Finally, we always like to end by recommending a few confirmed hidden treasures in our chosen subgenre that we particularly love in this subgenre that we think are absolutely worth your time, that are probably maybe considered hidden treasures as well, maybe not as well known or not as well talked about, that we think are worth you seeking out. Jamie, do you want me to go first, or do you want to go first with the handful of recommendations for other people?
I'll go first. Scarecrows from 1988. It's about killer scarecrows, and it's extremely gory. And there's lots of really haunting cornstalk footage and creepy looking scarecrows who look like zombies, but like they have burlap over their faces. It's a really good movie, very unique. Another one is The Final Terror, which came out in 1983. And it stars, among other people, Daryl Hannah and Joe Pantoliano, or how, as I like to call him,
Joey Pants.
Joey Pants. Ah, that's so cool. That's so cool. Okay, so I recommend that. And now I'm happy. Now you make me smile. Okay, Rabies.
All right, good.
I recommend
time.
I recommend Rabies from 2010. And it is an extremely violent, extremely chaotic Israeli retelling of The Evil Dead. It's not like a retelling. It's like The Evil Dead, but with, it's different. It's a cabin. It's kids. They all get possessed. But
It's a good one.
Oh, you've seen it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've seen all these.
Okay. It's, I was shocked at how great Rabies is. It's so brutal, and it's so, I don't want to say original, but it marches to the beat of its own drummer. That's for sure. Okay.
Those are great recommendations.
Thank you.
And I'm super happy because when I was trying to think about my list, first of all, I was like, fuck, there's a lot of movies in this subgenre that I really like. Like I forget how many I think are really excellent until you start to kind of like do some homework and you're like, Jesus, like there's a whole lot. I was a little nervous that we were going to have some crossover. So I was trying really hard to be like, what are films that he might not pick? You picked some really surprising ones though. So that's really good. I want to say before I do my recommendations, I want to give a fair warning that I'm being super liberal to the point of being questionable with my interpretation of the subgenre. So it's, Backwoods, which also we were sort of leaning towards more of the kind of killer hillbilly redneck aspect of that.
Yeah.
A lot of these are not going to count for that, but I'm going to tell you them anyway because I think they're brilliant, underrated, underseen films that you need to see for a variety of reasons. And they all do have a backwoods aspect or in the middle of the woods kind of shit going wrong kind of thing. Or the rural horror, which is a really hard word to say for me. So just with that caveat, I just wanted to know, I want to be upfront that I realize that I'm stretching the theme a bit. But the first film that I'm going to recommend, one of the reasons because I just can't talk about this film enough. And I also think it's a perfect film to watch this time of year. So I am hoping that you will go check it out. But 2003's Dead End. Have you seen that one? Jamie?
It sounds familiar. Then maybe
Okay.
if you describe it, I'll be able to.
I will do that. So it takes place on Christmas Eve. On his way to his in-laws for the holidays with his dysfunctional family in tow, Frank Harrington decides to try a shortcut for the first time in 20 years. It turns out to be the biggest mistake of his life. This 2003 English language French horror film stars Ray Weiss and Lyn Shane. It features amazing performances and fun twists, and plenty of tension and supernatural thrills, especially for fans of the Twilight Zone.
I didn't see it, so I'll check it out. I've only seen Lyn Shane a few things, and that wasn't one of them.
Yeah, it's really, really good. So my second pick is a movie. So I want to preface this and tell you that you may have heard me say this before, I am obsessed with French extreme horror. And I also am a really big fan of political horror. And this next film is going to combine those two. It is 2007's Frontiers.
Mm-hmm.
I consider this film absolutely essential viewing. It is written and directed by Xavier Gens in his feature film debut, and it follows a group of young criminals from Paris who lodge at a countryside inn run by neo-Nazis in the aftermath of riots spurred by a controversial presidential election. So it's nice and timely and relevant. It's also super nasty, brutal. It's very reminiscent of Texas Chainsaw Massacre if the Sawyer family were all neo-Nazis. And if that doesn't sell you, then I don't know what else to say. But it's, like I said, I love French extreme horror. And this one may be the best, although that's a really tough one because it's got some strong competition. But it's really stellar. And I feel like it doesn't get talked about nearly enough. Yellow Brick Road is another one, a more recent. It's a 2010 survival horror film. It's really underseen. It's Yellow Brick Road, all one word. It's definitely just a fair caveat. It's more, if I was really going to classify it accurately, I would call it Lovecraftian more than Backwoods, although it does get billed as a rural horror film, a rural gothic horror film. It does take place entirely in the woods, so there's that. But it follows an expedition to discover the fate of an entire town that disappeared into the wilderness 70 years earlier. It's psychologically haunting. It's full of slow build dread. And I really recommend it for people who like well-crafted mysteries and I can't stress this enough, you need to be okay that a lot of stuff is mostly unexplained. So it doesn't it's more of a thinker, and you have to kind of interpret what you think is going on as opposed to things being really spoon-fed to you. So if that bothers you, avoid the film. But if you like that kind of shit, and if you tend to like Lovecraftian horror, really, really recommend it. I'm going to cheat here for a second. I did pick an extra one because I was worried that if I picked this one that you were going to pick it. But I really wanted to pick it, and I think it's really worth talking about. Will you hate me if I do a fourth one?
No.
I'll let you do a fourth one too if you want, but okay. Viciously brutal and effective, Eden Lake is a 2008 British horror thriller written and directed by James Watkins in his directorial debut. The plot follows a young couple spending their romantic weekend at a remote lake where they're confronted and hunted by a group of hostile youths. A recommended watch for fans of Last House on the Left and Straw Dogs and films of that ilk. It's nasty, scary, beautifully made, and relentlessly upsetting. It's also, I do need to let you know that it is considered pretty controversial because it sort of got raked over the coals for the perceived demonization of the working class and the proletarian youth. So it courts a little bit of controversy, especially in the UK, not so much here in America. But so, potentially there's some problems there, but it's a really, really effective horror film. And I think it's an outstanding watch. So if you haven't seen that one, I definitely recommend checking that out if you like those kind of films and you are prepared for something to be pretty intense and upsetting. Any thoughts? Have you seen any of these films?
I'm always up for a challenge.
Yeah. Haven't seen any of those?
Excuse me?
Have you not seen any of those?
I saw all except for the Lyn Shane movie. I own Eden Lake and Frontiers. And actually I own Yellow Brick Road too. Now that's the one where they're like, I don't know if it's a hill or a mountain or something, and way off in the distance they hear like horns or music or something.
Yeah, don't give too much away because I want people. Yeah, because I want people to watch that one. But yeah,
that's not giving it. Okay, yeah, okay.
No,
yeah,
I know, but I'm just saying, don't give it away. Is all I'm saying. Just get preemptively telling you.
I don't know. I think I have Frontiers by memory by now because it is a gorehound's dream because although you've sort of brought up that it's sort of socio-political and layered, it can also be consumed as nothing but a gore fest. Because all the I don't know if you want to call them bad guys, that's sort of understating it, but all the bad guys, and there's more than one, they're just so over the top with their cruelty and their cackling glee. And it's just, there's some insane kills. And I highly recommend that as well. And Eden Lake is, I recommend it, but God damn, is it unpleasant.
Yeah.
Those kids, holy shit. They were awful. Yeah, I mean, now that's not exaggeration. I mean, these are such disgusting children, and they were children too. I mean, like under 15, maybe like 15, 16 or something. But I mean, yeah.
go and explore more horror for sure. So until we resurface, this is the Untold Treasures crew signing off.